Well, we're here with Ross and Robert at African Lion Safari. Very busy, but we're going to catch the end of the elephants. Then we're going to eat lunch and then go to the safari. Ross pointed out the end of the elephants. We'll see what comes out of the end of the elephants. See them there. We're waiting at the exit to see them. In the water. Okay.
I'm just a summer hire. I don't do too much.
So they're starting to head this way. Looks like 3 babies. And
they all look pink. They have a variety of pants.
We're late because of the traffic, but we caught them on the way out. There you go. Oh, they're on the move now. They're on the move. I don't know where they're going.
That one elephant had hair.
Yeah, you'll see when you get close. You'll see them. They're throwing apples in there to keep them moving a bit. For the record, I think that's poop right there.
Oh, they're all.
They're coming out now. Actually, I'll show you. They're coming out of the water. Oh, look at that. There's the little one. We're going to just keep walking with them. There's the little one. 1-year-old. And a big, huge one. Okay, guys. We're walking with the elephants. Very cool. They're bigger when you're that close to them.
They're really big.
We're walking with the elephants. We're walking to the parking lot with the elephants.
Bye.
And off they go. We've started through the drive-through after
a whole bunch of ducks.
A nice lunch.
And then some other.
I'm not sure what this is called.
It's almost like
cute.
a porcupine top.
Yeah.
Like it's not just that.
And we got the longhorns. I don't know. Looks like they're from Texas. We're right now having a very nasty storm. Harvey. We found a cheetah. Robert's wondering what he's looking at. We're not sure, but
The roof.
it's just lying there. Very long wait for the lions. Oh, I see some. There's 2 rock structures. I see one over to the right. Zoom in. There's one right there. Very long wait for these lions that, as Ross pointed, are lying around.
5 of them.
Yeah, they're all clustered there. You'll see between cars. Just sneak a picture. They're all really lazy. Come on, guys. It's not even that hot. What did he say? I don't have the window now. There they are. Robert's taken. Okay. Imminent pride of white lions. Very beautiful. Oh, one's even moving. Wow. See ya. Just so you get an idea how busy it is, we're heading into the monkeys. But people are waiting. It's going to be a bit of a wait here because I can't get around them. This is the lineup to see the baboons. It should be worth it though. Well, we did see one monkey on top of a car. There it is. And we're hoping to have one come on our car. Still waiting for a monkeys, but we saw a zebra, deer, antelope-y thing right in the woods. It's looking at me suspiciously. Kind of a cross between a lot of animals, which isn't surprising because there's so many animals around here.
Oh, there's a monkey on that car right there.
Oh yeah. Ross found one right 2 in front of us. Just looking majestic. They're in the woods there, if you can see a few of them. They got a close-up. There's a couple right there. Look at that contented. He's probably the alpha.
Oh, there's
Alpha
a monkey
male.
there. Side.
Yeah.
we got some cattle here. I'm hoping one doesn't jump up on the car. So
Look, there's a monkey scratching.
Yeah, they do that. Different cattle. And there's the king of the castle guy. Up there, I don't know how to
And one in
focus.
the car.
And there's one in the car there having a good old time right there. We do find some ostriches there, and then there's some weird animals with very thin horns here. See if I can get them. Okay, Robert, try to get those guys with the really thin horns.
Whoa.
You wonder what they use those for, eh? They're cool.
Okay.
We have some. You see the way they kneel down? There's the baby goat.
Is there oxes?
These could be gnus, you know, GNU, not sure. I've been here so many times, I still don't know the animals. And way in the distance, you see giraffes. Might see the rhino there. It's very crowded in here, but there's a rhino. There's another
I want
rhino.
to get the giraffe.
Rhino and giraffe kind of in the same picture. Very tricky because there's so many cars here.
This car's blocked.
Okay, Robert, right after it's unusual. This giraffe is getting grass and his legs were splayed for a moment.
Okay.
Giraffes, 2 giraffes ambling along, beautiful animals. Really beautiful.
They're all going over there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. Beautiful. I think maybe they're getting fed. I don't know.
Yeah, because there's a car there.
Rhino.
It's eating. It's eating food. Closer over. Boys might be coming this way.
Yeah, I think this guy's really interested in Robert. He's headed over here.
Here to stay.
Come on, come on. Fig, come. Come jump up on the car. Come on.
I think he's
Come on.
actually going to.
This guy's getting closer. Oh, look at him. He's down.
Whoa.
Oh, look at that. He's gonna jump on the car for the fig. Oh, there's a close up, Robert.
Whoa.
Whoa. On that side, tons of them.
Zebra.
Zebra alert. They seem to be going in
You have to
packs.
move a little.
I believe this is the rhino. We see the rear end that had its horns cut off. Yeah, I think you can see it in this picture.
Mhm.
These look like bison. They're just lying there.
There's something on the road.
Roadkill?
No,
No.
like
This guy's right in the middle of the road looking for handouts. I don't know if he likes figs.
get him the fig.
No.
Gonna jump up. Oh, this guy is lost. Look at him circling around. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Get him the fig.
Yeah, right. That's a weird behavior.
He's having a mental problem.
I think so, yeah. He's not so... Look at all the flies over him. An Asian animal, Sishin Takan. Hopefully that's not a swear word, but they really funny face. These are the fallow deer I used to call Bambis. And they built a rock structure and they're all on top. Some on the bottom, some on the top.
Are they waving their tail?
For flies again. They got
I
got some really cute ones right
I thought
here.
only. Oh, what do they have on their head?
We're at the petting zoo and we're looking at the Vietnamese pot-bellied pig, aptly named.
The males. So the males are only about 3 to 4 feet in length, whereas the females are about 5 to 6 feet and they're quite a bit heavier.
There's a frog in there.
Unfortunately, you can't touch. Poison down their back when they get scared or stressed out. So that way if an animal comes up and tries to eat these guys, it'll make that animal very, very sick or potentially kill an animal up to about the size of a dingo.
We have your alpaca, who've been sheared recently. Their wool is beautiful and warm. Here's a nice alpaca. Take a picture of me feeding. We're with the pygmy goats.
Oh, they don't eat.
No, they like this stuff for $1. They love that stuff. Lemur came out, or we didn't notice him the first time.
Because I saw his tail. And the black one's inside that house.
Oh, there he goes. Woo! Back in the house. Long-tailed lemur. Look at that tail.
Let's see what's inside the house.
We missed this alpaca wallowing around scratching. Trying to get rid of my last bit of food. Here's Robert gonna feed the alpaca. Go, Robert, come on. Ah, that's me. Trying to get them to talk. That was Robert. There's some nice red ones over here.
Where are you going? Slow down. You don't need to run.
No, let's look from the side.
Get a side view. This is a green-winged macaw. We got bats here.
Max,
Stop. Lift your feet.
They're kind of cool. Oh, there's one crawling on the top there.
Whoa.
We got your Franklin tortoise. Looking peaceful. See, Franklin. We got your giant rabbits, and they are big. Wow. Not your normal bunnies. There's Robert, taking hundreds of pictures today. We're waiting the start of the parrot show. One bird came out. Beautiful red. Pre-show parrot. And they've released the whatever, doves, pigeons, peahens. What next? There's two coming along here. In the water. Ducks waddling away. What's coming next?
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Everyone having a good day so far on safari?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to try that again. You guys having a good time today? Much better. Toucan, more specifically a Sphinx's and chestnut mandible toucan. Now, this is actually the second largest toucan species in the world, second only to the Togo toucan, and they make their homes in the canopies of the rainforests of South and Central America. Versus her feathers, believe it or not, the feathers would weigh more. Now, it is very helpful for her when she comes to feeding herself. She is what we call a frugivore, so a nice fancy word to say that she loves to eat fruit. She's going to use that beak to reach up and down and all around as she perches herself in the canopies of the rainforest, grabbing onto great big bites of fruit. Now, where it's particularly helpful is when a piece of fruit is growing on a branch she might not be able to land on because it wouldn't support her body weight, but she has that little bit of an extra reach with such a long bill, allowing her to be a bit more opportunistic when she is out feeding. Now, papaya does have one other feature that she uses that bill for, and that, of course, is for regulating her own body temperature. Scientists have proven is that it does wash our Indian peafowl. Now, we can call him a peacock because he's a male, females are peahens, and the young are pea chicks. Now, the reason we know he's a male just by looking at him, that beautiful blue color to his head and his neck. Females are browns and greens, a little bit more dull, helping to camouflage themselves as they incubate their eggs on the ground. Unfortunately, he's missing his most striking feature, which would be those long, beautiful train feathers. Only the male peafowl have them. They use them to prop them up, display during the breeding season to attract a female. And that's exactly why he's lacking them. The season is over, so he loses all of those train feathers and then has to regrow them again next year.
Crojo is our African pied crow. Crojo is part of the corvid family along with ravens, magpies, and jays. As you can see, Crojo is doing a little bit of a recycling routine to show that he loves the environment. As crows usually get the bad reputation of being dirty birds, as they are seen along highways picking at garbage and roadkill, but they're actually acting as nature's garbage men as they are cleaning up and help getting rid of germs and bacteria that could be harmful for you and I. Now, crows also have excellent memory. When food sources are in abundance, they'll use that memory to hide food in various locations and be able to remember exactly where they are. That was Crojo, our African pied crow. Now is Dewey, and Dewey is our Indian flying fox. Now, there are over 1,000 species of bats, and you can find them all over the world except for in the continent of Antarctica. But get your cameras
Coming
ready
here.
because Dewey is coming up close.
Robert,
but
get
you don't have to worry, he's not and then spits out the pulp and the seeds. Now this helps for the forest to grow and expand and make sure that everything stays healthy. But here in Ontario, we do have our very own bat counterpart species, and that is the little brown bat. You may see it flying around your very own backyard from the glove all the way out to the hammock. Now as he spreads his wings, I want you to take notice of his really unique wings. They're actually more similar to our very own human hand than they are of the wings of a bird. He has 4 elongated finger bones with stretchy leathery skin in between that helps him catch flight, and when he lands onto that hammock he's actually going to hook on, and those hooks are the equivalent of our very own thumb bone. Now Dewey, he does...
Making her way in from the backside is Maybelline. She is our Abyssinian ground hornbill. So this is a bird species native to Africa, where as her name suggests, she is very comfortable walking along the ground, but she's willing to show off that impressive wingspan of about 6 feet from tip to tip. You might notice she also has a very intimidating large beak. With that beak, she's eating pretty much anything edible she can find. So we're going to show off her hunting styles, however. So first off, we toss up a piece of meat. And she has no problems at all catching that. She has great beak to eye coordination, very helpful for her when it comes to feeding on insects or even birds out in the wild. Now she's quick today, she's grabbed her rubber snake. In Africa, they do prey upon snakes as well. She will use her beak to go on, make this hunt a bit more authentic, and just watch how her personality is going to change a little bit. She gets a little bit more intense, pinches down nice and tight, gives her head a few shakes. She's even keeping her feet well back. That's in case if the snake were to slip out of her beak, it wouldn't be able to quickly just bite her on the legs. Now with the real snake, when she felt it was real, she'd actually try and swallow that back whole. Of course, that's not going to work with a rubber snake, so we have trained her to let it go for one of her favorite treats. Now she's going to head up. Now they're not hairs though, she's a bird. She has modified feathers as eyelashes, but they work just like ours. They help to protect her. So they quite often use their call as a territorial call. They'll make their way to the edge, give it a nice big laugh, wait for their neighbors to respond. So they can establish where their territory ends and the next one does begin. Now this is a bird native to Australia, where he does have a very close relative living right here in North America, and that is our belted kingfishers. Now unlike the kingfisher, who mostly eats fish as his name would suggest, the laughing kookaburra in Australia...
Around that back corner, you're just going to see how bright and beautiful they are. Now they do stand out in our safari environment, but when they're in the rainforest they actually blend in quite nicely. The red and yellows blend into the fruit, the green matches the trees, and the blues actually camouflage it very well with the shadows found within the rainforest. But they don't just look this beautiful, they can also see...
Macaw here has been trained to pick out only the 2 red rings. So when he finds a red ring, takes it out of the pile, places it up onto that post, hoping that will convince you all he can see those different colors. Now our young volunteer's job is to mix up and hide those red rings. Anywhere on the table is fair game for Sarge. And we do like to have our volunteer do this to keep it random, honest, and of course a different challenge for him each and every time he does see this. Now it looks like our volunteer might be going with a little bit of a decoy method. Looking at some last touch-ups, hiding those red rings well. Let's see what Sergeant has for us today. All right, he's looking pretty confident. Waddles over to his first red ring. Pressure's on Sarge. Quick look around the table, and he spots it. There's absolutely no flaw here. He sees all of those colors. He's done a great job proving a point, but how about a round of applause for our helpful volunteer.
Year-old children. Here at the African Lions Safari, we like to give our parents a bunch of toys and puzzles to make sure that their minds are staying active. One of their favorite is simply set up center stage. We call it Puff and Rope. We get a hollowed out coconut, attach it to a string, attach it to a perch, put the parrot's favorite treat in the coconut, put the parrots up on top, and let them figure out how to get down. Now every parrot is unique, so here we have Pepper, and Pepper is our scarlet macaw. When we put her up to the challenge, she'll show you how she figured out how to get down. He wasted no time at all. He slid down just like it was a perch on a tree, so you can level, reach in, and get that peanut no problem.
I'm not sure anybody's impressed with poor Pepper.
No one's impressed with Pepper. Give you applause.
Alright, we forced them into that one.
Yeah, but I would say Pepper's method makes it look a bit too easy, but big applause, no applause. Pepper still gets a peanut, no problem. But if he didn't impress you, maybe your next parrot can.
Well, since we're not training the birds how to do this, completely up to them to figure it out. And of course, each bird is an individual, just like you and I. They can surprise us, and that's the case with Indigo, our blue and gold macaw. When faced with this challenge, she spotted her treat, and what do you think, Indy? She said, why waste my energy? I'm going to bring the whole thing to the top, and as you are going to see, see, the end result is the same. All she has to do is reach past the handle. And what do you think? Well done today, Indigo.
Macaws are the best talkers, but it's actually the smaller parrots, such as the Amazons, the cockatiels, even the budgies that you or your friends may have at home. Well, here we have for you today is Fernando, and Fernando is a yellow-naped Amazon. He's quite a little talker, so let's see what he has for us today.
All right, well, he likes to start off by greeting everyone. Pretty cheerful little guy. He is as well a pretty polite little bird, so he does insist on asking every audience this next question. A little bit of a mumbled, how are you? But I do see some smiles out there, Fernando. Now you can't actually tell by looking at him or any of the other parrots is whether or not they're males or females. Quite often the case in the parrot family, males and females look exactly the same to us. The reason we know he's a male of his species is we've sent his blood away to a lab where they can tell us that through his DNA. We should have known he was a male of his species simply because he loves to flirt with the female Amazons in our collection. What happens when you see one of the girls? That's right, grab her attention his way, of course. Happy to see you thought that was funny, because he certainly does too. Quite the comedian we have on our hands. By nature, parrots happen to be quite playful. So he has a favorite game he likes to play with us. When he's in the mood to play that game, we know because he catches our attention in this next way. Loves a good tickle. Now, they're also known for picking up on sound effects they hear often, and one thing we do a lot of is drink a nice cold glass of water to stay cool on a hot safari day. Some good chug-a-lugs. He has also learned to snort like a pig. Little rude with those lines, but we're not done yet. He has learned to bark like a dog. Not the most intimidating dog bark, of course, but he is nonetheless a very talented little bird. His talents extend musically, loves whistling and singing for us. Now, his dance moves aren't too bad either. I'm hoping he'll share those today. Shall we dance for everyone? All right, a little warm up there. He's ready to whistle. Keep in mind, as he is whistling, it's actually different each and every presentation. He makes the tunes up as he goes along. Never quite know what's going to come out of that little beak. I'll see what he has for you all today. Well, there you have a very lovely Fernando original. Certainly happy to see you applaud for his whistling. Unfortunately, as his grand finale, he's been working on singing one of his favorite songs. Now, the unfortunate part of that, poor Fernando has had to learn to sing that song from us. We will admit we were not the best example. He certainly has picked up a few of our rad habits. So I'm going to ask everybody, use your imagination, and you may recognize this tune. No one sings that bad, of course. We're going to clear them up. There we go. A few good coughs, a little bit of a treat, and I think we might have our little star on track. Sound a bit like "Oh Canada"? All right, well, all of these birds may be native to Mexico, South, Central. Very patriotic. Well done today, Fernando. Well, here at African Lion Safari, we voted macaw. Unfortunately for Olivia, what makes her a bit more special than the rest of the birds we've had out here right now is that she is a critically endangered species. Now, the blue throat can only be found out in Bolivia, where their wild numbers are currently ranging in the couple of hundred individuals. Put that into a bit of perspective, there's certainly a lot more of you sitting in our audience today than there are of her wild counterparts. So I invite you all, come on down, meet her. She's quite the character. Ask any questions you have about her or any of the other birds you've met out here today. Do want to remind you, around the corner in 10 minutes will be our next Bird of Prey flying demonstration. And Fernando, what do you think? Shall we send them off? Thinking about it? There it is. A little foot wave goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day here on Safari. Goodbye now.
Golden eagle spreading his wings.
Idama, kudu kita mana ada di kamar ada di dalam cepa, biar
It's on the move, rare. Moving, hiding. What's he doing? Beautiful golden eagle.
귀엽다고 와 저거 멋있다 이거.
Go, buddy, go, go, go. Reindeer. This is new. Oh well, that was fun. Come around again. There's a new wrinkle here.
These are the ones that didn't carry 20 pounds, right?
The others were a joke, I guess. A little early for Christmas. Didn't take any pictures?
Well, these were the two that I was
Pictures?
looking for. Now, unfortunately, Rudolph was unable to make it today. But with us, we have 4-year-old Ray and 6-year-old Stanley.
All new show.
Now, there are two types of camels, the Bactrian and the Dromedary. You can tell that Kay here is a Bactrian camel because she has 2 humps, whereas a Dromedary only has a single hump. Does anybody know what's inside of a camel's humps? Water. We do get that answer a lot, but unfortunately that's a myth. Inside of a camel's humps is fat. They welcome the Dromedary camels. With us here today, we have 12-year-old Mary, 4-week-old Hank, and 10-week-old Stella.
Oh, the babies are so cute.
Now it just so happens to be Stella's feeding time, so while she enjoys her bottle, I'm going to talk about camels. Little Hank there at just 4 weeks old is with his mother, 12-year-old Mary. You can tell that all 3 camels that just joined us though are part of our dromedary herd because they only have a single hump. Now you may have noticed as these camels have been strutting around their very unique feet. Some growing left to do. Any idea what animal that is? An elephant. Please welcome one of our 16 Asian elephants.
That's the one in the water.
7,000 pounds.
There are 2 species of elephants, the African and the Asian. You can tell that this guy here is an Asian elephant due to his high domed forehead, slightly arched back, and much smaller ears. To welcome you all to the safari today, our elephant and handler would like to give you a safari salute. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you to 17-year-old George. Now, as I mentioned, George is an Asian elephant, and in the Asian species, only the males grow long, white, visible tusks. The females grow a much shorter version known as a tush. However, in the African species, both males and females grow tusks. Today, George is showing us just how useful those tusks really are. I think he'd like to show off his work. Awesome job, George.
Get that
Now,
picture?
George's tusks are made of ivory, and ivory is very valuable. In recent years, the price of ivory has almost tripled, and because of that, nearly 100 elephants are killed every day for their ivory tusks. And now that George is at the front, we'd like to get a closer look at all of you. Everyone wave hello to George. of course, their trunk. Their trunk contains 150,000 muscles and ligaments, which is more than we have in our entire body. They use their trunk for numerous things, like to squirt water into their mouth.
You get that?
My goodness! But they also use their trunk like a nose to smell and to breathe. At this time, we'd like to show you just how dexterous his trunk really is. I'd like a volunteer from the audience that has a large coin like a loonie or a toonie. The first one up here with the coin could be my volunteer. All right, wait right here. I'm going to give this coin to George's handler. He's going to show George the coin and throw it on the ground. Using his finger-like projection, just like we use our forefinger, he's able to find that coin and pick it up.
He's having trouble. Come on, George.
Looks like he's almost got it. All right, can you hold out your hands nice and flat? He'd like to return that to you. Well, thank you very much, George. Now, if I were you, George, we're going to get him to lay down. George, why are you laying down? I forgot something very important.
You know what they forgot? Tell him to lie down.
I forgot George's pillow. Well, this should be more comfortable. George is just going to find the perfect spot here, and then he's going to lay down.
Come on, George. Oh, the mouse right here, look. The mouse. The mouse.
There he goes. Well done, George. Now the first thing George's handler's going to do today is check out George's feet. George, get up. Hello, George. Oh boy, maybe that pillow was a bad idea. What are we going to do? He's got to get up. That's a good idea. Let's scare him up. But what scares an elephant? A mouse. And where am I going to find a mouse? In the bucket. Well, this little guy should do the trick. All right, buddy. Let's scare George up. Ready? Move. Good work. All right, let's set it on his side. This should do the trick. Well, that's not really working either. George, I thought you were afraid of this little guy. Well, it doesn't really look like elephants are afraid of mice, but Taryn is. Here, Taryn, he's so nice. You're going to like him. It's okay, just put him, Gotcha. Oh, there he goes. The real mouse is right there.
Fake mouse.
It looks like Taryn's not the only one afraid of mice. But since the mouse didn't work to get George up, your help.
Went right first time, it went right to me.
Just say as loud as you can. Get up, George. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Well, that definitely worked. Thank you for your help. You are quite the show-off, George. As you can see, elephants stand to be quite tall. A full-grown elephant stands about 9.5 feet at the shoulder. So there's no obvious means of getting on and off these guys. But we've invented our own ways. Today, Karen and George are going to show you how it's done. This mount is the front leg mount. Just like that. And to get back down, George lifts his leg back up and lowers her to the ground. Awesome job, you two. Now, George and Taryn have always been a little bit backwards, so we're gonna try this from the other end. This time, Taryn's gonna grab onto George's tail and use his back foot. Well done, Taryn. Come on. Oh boy. Okay, that wasn't so good. Can you just pull yourself up? No, stop. She doesn't bend that way. Can you give her a boost? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was no good. We're gonna need a 2-legged boost here, I think. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yikes, that wasn't maybe too much power there. Well, Taryn, can we try that one more time? Let's make it a little bit more graceful, okay? It's kind of embarrassing. Taryn's gonna grab onto George's tail and use his back foot one more time. Well, that's better. Of course, there is an express way to dismount an elephant, and that would be by using his head just like a slide. Well done, you two. Thank you for grabbing his hat, George. That's awfully nice of you. Now, in every family, there's usually an artist or two, and well, our elephant family is no exception. Today, George is going to paint a one-of-a-kind t-shirt that will be located in our gift shop afterwards, if you so choose. And while he paints away, I'm going to talk about elephants. Elephants live to be about 60 or 70 years of age, and every day they're eating about 300 pounds of food. Along with their food intake, they're drinking close to 60 gallons of water. Now, of any land animal, elephants have the largest brain size, weighing between 4 and 6 kilograms. Hence why we keep them busy with both mentally and physically stimulating activities. Both the African and Asian species of elephants are considered endangered, and this is due to habitat loss and the illegal trade of ivory. Well, here at the safari, we're a founding member of the International Elephant Foundation, but we're also home to the #1 breeding program in North America. We've had 18 baby elephants born here since 1991, and that's awfully impressive considering their gestation is 22 months. Well, it looks like George has finished up his t-shirt. He's quite the artist. What do we think? How did George do? Well, there you have it, George the elephant. And to thank you for coming, he'd like to give you another safari salute. And there's a bow for a job well done. Well, George was awfully good today. Do we think he deserves a few treats? I think he'd have to agree. Unfortunately, this does bring us to the end of our show here today. But after George has finished snacking on his carrots, his handler's going to bring them to the front for you all to get a closer look. His handler will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. We then encourage you to take a once-in-a-lifetime ride on an elephant located directly behind you. And we hope that by seeing our animals...
We are now on the boat.
Good afternoon and welcome aboard the African Queen. My name is Matt. I am pleased to be your guide as we tour around the Water Safari Lake. Just a friendly reminder that there is no eating, drinking, or smoking while on board the boat, as well. I'd like to ask everyone to
my buddy right
seated with
there.
arms and legs well within the boat at all times. Today we will be seeing a variety of primates and birds from around the world. During the winter months, these primates are housed in heated barns all over the property since they are very sensitive to the cold. Unfortunately, the survival of many animals, especially the primates, is threatened by widespread habitat destruction, hunting, and the rapid acceleration of human encroachment on their remaining habitats. If this trend continues...
There's the other boat. They've got 3 boats working today. Look at all the turkey vultures in the sky. Tons of them. They are. No, the ones farther along there. You can see the way those are turkey vultures. The one that are soaring.
Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand, and they are completely black from head to toe. They are the largest member of the gibbon family and can reach roughly a meter in height, weighing to 31 pounds. Their diet consists mostly of leaves and some fruit, and they have long, muscular arms and no tails. The second and third toe on each of their feet is webbed, and both males and females possess a throat sac, which can be inflated to the size of their heads. This throat sac is used to produce a loud, booming territorial display. They are generally found in groups consisting of a monogamous pair and their immature offspring, and their lifespan is typically 25 to 30 years in the wild. Our youngest Siamang is named Zan. She was born on June 13th of 2016. And her older brother's name is Huckleberry. He was born on July 1st of 2014. Their parents are Simon and Diana, and as the baby grows older, it's common for both parents to want to carry her around. If I can just remind everyone to please remain seated while the boat is in motion.
Wow.
Limbs and a prehensile tail which can function as a fifth limb. Their hands also lack thumbs, and this allows them to move through the trees with speed and agility while answering to their diet of fruit and leaves. Found in Panama and Ecuador, should they need to display themselves in an aggressive manner, they can make the hairs on their necks, shoulders, and tail base stand up, thus making them appear larger in size.
And a lot of turkey vultures up here too. Whole bunch of them in the sky, all over. I guess they're waiting for the monkeys to die, I don't know.
They can often be found frequenting African garbage dumps. In the wild, nervous sharks typically breed in trees or on rocks in large colonies where they make nests out of sticks. 2 or 3 young will usually hatch during the African dry season, but will not leave the nest until they're roughly 4 months old. The ring-tailed lemurs are the most striking member of the lemur species, as they have a black and white barred tail which they hold aloft in an S-shaped curve. Their legs are considerably longer than their arms, and this enables them to leap close to 3 meters vertically in a single bound.
Look at this, like a
They're also known for traveling in large groups on the ground in search of their diet of fruit and leaves, and to keep warm from a real firm social bond, groups will often huddle together, but you will often see them sunning themselves laying belly up with their legs wide open.
Oh, here, right here.
The ring-tailed lemur is also only found on one island in the world, and this island of Madagascar on the south and southwestern portion. As of 2017, the population in the wild is believed to have crashed as low as 2,000 individuals due to habitat loss, poaching, and hunting, making the ring-tailed lemur more endangered than ever. Also to our right-hand side, you'll be able to see our Australian black swan.
Oh, cool.
The Australian black swan is one of only 2 swan species that actually bears black plumage. Typically, they'll build their large nests in thick reed beds which will contain 5 to 7 grayish-green eggs. The male is known to be more aggressive than the female and will readily defend his mate and territory against intruders. Originally confined to Australia, this species of swan has now been successfully introduced into several other countries, and they now flourish in New Zealand. Also to our right-hand side, you might be able to see a few of our black and white ruffed lemurs. The black and white ruffed lemur gets its name from the large patches of fur on their ears which hangs down and makes a ruff around their faces. They are also known to often hang upside down by their feet in order to feed on their diet of fruit, seeds, leaves, and nectar, and they are also found on the island of Madagascar but on the eastern coast.
Oh, there they are. Oh, those.
The black and white ruffed lemur will often be found in small groups of roughly 5 to 16 individuals in the wild and are known to be territorial. They are also known for their loud alarm calls. And finally, to our right-hand side, you'll be able to see a few of our pink-backed pelicans. The pink-backed pelican is the small circulating pelican species, however they do possess an impressive wingspan close to 8 feet in length. The main food source for the pelican is fish, and with their short and strong legs and full-webbed toes, the pink-backed pelican is an excellent swimmer. They will often fish by dipping their heads into the water at the same time to frighten and confuse the fish, which they'll then scoop up in their large pouches and swallow the fish whole.
Oh, one right here. Oh, here are the storks, whatever. Oh, there's the black swan again. There's the black swan. Black swan is sleeping, I think. Hasn't moved from that position. Oh, there. It's finally picked up its head.
Because of the lemur. The lemur is running around. Oh, lemurs.
Oh, look at the habitat! Oh, Richard! Look! Look, look! Look, look! Look, keep moving! Look, look!
and belongs to a group of primates known as the lesser apes. They can vary in color from light beige to black with a white ring around their faces as
You
well as
see
white
one,
hands and
show
feet.
me, because I can't see.
With their hook-like hands, short thumbs, long arms, compact bodies, and no tails, they have adapted quite differently from the spider monkey to life in the trees. That light beige colored gibbon you can see to our right-hand side is named Tyson. He was born on February 8th of 2015.
Day before
His
my
parents are
birthday.
Alfonso and Gina, and even though Tyson is a light beige in color, gibbons tend to spend most of their time up off the ground. When they are on the ground, they'll walk around bipedally with their arms raised above their heads for balance.
Come on, Tyson. Get out of here. Get out of here. We lost Tyson.
The black-handed spider monkey gets its name from the black patches of fur on their head, hands, and feet, as well as their small round heads, elongated limbs, and prehensile tail, which can function as a fifth limb. These features can make them look somewhat like giant spiders while leaping between trees. They can often be found between Panama and Mexico, where they travel in small bands, moving swiftly by making tremendous leaps, crawling out like spiders, and grasping tree limbs. Their prehensile tail also has a hairless patch of skin near the tip with grooves like a fingerprint that enhance their grasping abilities. Their fur is golden, buff, or dark brown in color with black patches on their head, hands, and feet. And their hook-like hands allow them to suspend themselves beneath branches while feeding, as well as to move between trees with ease. As we approach the dock here,